Let's bring in Florida Republican Senator, the great Rick Scott. Senator, good to see you. So I watched most of this hearing, and my takeaway was that it's outrageous that Hunter Biden was writing off prostitutes, drugs, and sex clubs, as well as not claiming income from his job at Burisma, and has a little slap on the wrist. What was your takeaway from this hearing?
Well, first off, it should scare every American. I mean, is there going to be two justice systems? Yeah. If you're close to the people in power, you're okay. You can do whatever you want. But if you're not, cut a mattress tag off, you're in trouble. I mean, this is wrong. This is when the American public loses trust. And I've said this about the FBI and DOJ. It is their responsibility to bring trust back to the American people. They've got to be very transparent. See, why is Hunter Biden being treated this way, Hillary Clinton this way, and Donald Trump this way? You've got to be, I mean, look, if there's a rationale for it, tell us. Be transparent. If Hunter Biden's done something wrong, give us all the facts. But how can he have a sweetheart deal, right, and other people go to prison for doing the exact same stuff or even less?
It wasn't just, Senator, the end result of the sweetheart deal. It was the fact that the investigative steps, both men were slow-walked, blocked. Authorities tipped off Hunter Biden's legal team about interest in searching a storage locker. I could go on and on this, but how do you get to the bottom of what really was going on and what is still going on within the White House and the dealings of this family?
Well, thank God we have a majority in the House, and thank God they're actually willing to ask questions and do an investigation. Unfortunately, in the Senate, because it's controlled by Chuck Schumer, he will do no investigation, ask no question. We'll find out nothing out of the Senate. So what we have to do is we have to take advantage of the opportunity we have. The House is going to do it and keep asking for answers. And we have to be vocal on behalf of the American public that they just want the answers. They're not anti-anybody. They're not out to get Hunter Biden. They're out to get the truth. And is the President of the United States compromised by communist China or anybody else? Let's get the facts. I mean, Joe Biden ought to want to do that. Tell people what's going on. There are questions. There are legitimate questions. Answer them.
You know, that's right. And we want to know, is he compromised? And if he's not, let's do this investigation and find that out. But you can't do it unless we have all the facts on the table. And as we focus about how our government works, we also need to focus on how does our economy work. And President Joe Biden is explaining Bidenomics in a pitch. Watch this.
This Competition Council is an important part of Bidenomics, my plan to build an economy from the middle out and the bottom up. And I think it's working. I think it's working.
Senator, is Bidenomics working for the American people or your constituents in Florida?
Well, in Florida, guess what? Bidenomics means you're going to have to spend another $1,000 a month to live, and on top of that, your wages are not going to stay up with inflation. So that's Bidenomics. Yeah. All right? And by the way, think about this. He's done nothing to fix Social Security, nothing to fix Medicare. And since 2019, his budget is up $2 trillion. $2 trillion. No new money for Social Security. And they cut $800 billion out of Medicare. That's Biden economics. High inflation, don't fix the problems that people care about. And it's harder to get full-paying jobs. There's plenty of part-time jobs, full-paying jobs. Oh, we don't have as many of those right now because of all the regulatory environment that Biden's putting on people.
Senator, but I'm concerned about all the money that's been handed out and this industrial policy out of this administration, where, again, it's green energy incentives, it's semiconductors. It harkens back to the economic fascism of Italy during the Mussolini era, which it makes it very difficult to extract this control over certain industries by the Democrats, even once Biden is gone.
I thought we lived under a capitalistic system where the individual, we choose what we want to buy. No, the Biden administration believes they get to choose what we're going to buy, right, and give their friends extra money to go compete and say, no, you can't buy that gas car. You've got to go buy the electric car. All right, that if we all want electric cars, let us make the choice. I mean, you shouldn't have to give us tax breaks. You shouldn't have to give the companies money to go produce something. And if we want more American chip producers, they'll come here if we as consumers demand it. Why don't we tell people where things are built? I believe in America. I believe American industry. I'm a business guy. We can outcompete the world. But guess what? When you have high inflation, when you have the government giving money to your competitor because they're friends with you and you're not, that makes it awfully hard to compete. And that's what's happening in this country.
No, it is. And so as we look at money being spent, as you're mentioning, to have a Mussolini-led economy, the White House is also suspending funds to the Wuhan lab. Finally, the administration, concerned over its failure to provide COVID-related documents. Seems like the administration, Senator, is like two days too late and like hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars short on this one. Should have happened a long time ago. Your thoughts?
Joe Biden's slow, but this is really slow, right? I mean, who didn't know that the Wuhan lab had a problem? The leak came from there, and then China covered it up, and it took them, 3+ years to say, oh, let's do that. But by the way, in the meantime, they will not give us the documents to do anything about COVID. The Biden administration stonewalls everything Congress is trying to do. I'm on Homeland Security. We're trying to get information, and Biden stonewalls everything. So we represent the American public to get information, but the Biden administration doesn't want any transparency. It's impossible to get information.
But by the way, you need to talk to your friends in the House and make sure they start cutting funding until you guys get the information that's demanded and you're entitled to as the body that oversees the executive branch.
It's our job.
Yep.
I think that they know something's coming, and that's why they pulled it. It could be what was just trickling out last week that Michael Schellenberger talked about yesterday on this program, where the author of one of the studies that came out in early 2020, the truth will never come out if lab escape is the truth. So, Senator, stay on it. Thank you, sir.
We're going to keep doing it.
Senator Rick Scott.